Hi, I'm Ian Matthews and welcome back to Tango Tasters. Today we're going to be drawing together some of the stuff we've seen in some of the previous videos. Namely, we're going to look at how that press and hold method has been able to use the toolbox and be creating lessons that can then move around this splash screen workspace, the home screen. What we're going to do with that though is help you to figure out how you might better save and load certain things within that style of work. So I get that we still might want to be able to produce things in advance of a session, i.e. we want to have stuff within the splash screen that we can then add stuff to as we go. But to do that might require a little bit of pointing in the right direction. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make that session, or the themed session, that shows the numbers down the left hand side on the cartoon background. Good for learning objectives and such like that. So we're going to make it from scratch. And what we're going to do is start off on the splash screen. We're going to press New Canvas Workspace. It's going to go quite white. Going to go to Content. Going to go to File, and we're going to go to where we've saved it in the toy box. In this case, on the desktop, I've saved a folder called Themes, and within that we've got a lesson objective Clouds. So in the lesson objective Clouds, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as PNGs that will move around with different colours, and a background itself. I'm going to bring all of them in. I'm going to add to workspace, and you can see the minute those images as PNGs have no background, as we've said before, they're going to act well on a white background. Similarly, they're going to work well on a coloured background. Press and hold, delete that because we don't need it anymore. And now I'm going to arrange all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down the side. Now, if I want to, we can group the whole set by holding all of it together. Press and hold and group. They'll now move in tandem. Or what we could do is ungroup them, and I can pin them to location individually. Once I've got what would effectively be my starting theme, I'm going to make sure I'm happy with it, and I'm going to press the save button. Now, this save and loading feature is mentioned at more length in the Tango Tasters playlist section that links you to the how-tos for each of the elements down the side here. But again, for the sake of having made something like this, I'm going to press this. It's going to ask where I want to save it. In this case, I want to save it to Tango because I want other people who'll be using this screen to be able to use it. So in this case, I'm going to select it as this is our cloud learning objectives. Okay. Now, because I've not saved it in its own category to start, it's going to originally start as an uncategorized lesson. So when I press save, it's going to say please wait. It's told us when it was last saved and the name it's been saved under. Pressing X will drop us back through to the splash screen, and now you can see there's an uncategorized session category that's arise. That's because I pressed down there rather than one of the ones here. But I don't want that, I want to make themes. So there are a number of different ways I can do this. I could start a new category and have all the stuff ported into it. We could have already had a themes category that I want to bring stuff into, having made it from scratch like that. But in this case, the easiest way to do it is going to be to press and hold on that category and immediately just rename it as themes. By doing that, that's going to change that to themes, under which it's still going to have kept the date it was made under the uncategorized structure and how it works, but like before, I want to change it. I'm going to press and hold it, and I'm going to rename as learning objective screens. It's going to change it, and within that we've got the cloud learning objective screen. Moving those things around would be a case of, say, pressing and holding. You can start doing other stuff from here as well though, so if you wanted to share that with other groups and have them use the same session, you could either export the entire tree. So if you have a number of different subcategories or a number of different lessons within a subcategory, you could press and hold and save subcategory as a TTX file. A TTX file is going to come out as effectively a pink logoed file, and you can then stick that onto the desktop. That has a number of different lessons in it, and you can share that between different devices, be it USB stick, network, however you'd like to do it. That brings in with it all the component parts of that session we've saved. If, however, you don't want to do all of those TTX, lots and lots and lots of different things, you can do them individually by pressing and holding and saving as a TTL file. A TTL file is a Tango Teach lesson, whereas the TTX is a Tango Teach export. Dumping that onto the desktop, as it would then allow you to just save that individual lesson and then work it elsewhere. That would then be that if you were a different teacher, you've got two ways of bringing that into the workspace. You could either press and hold on the background here and select Import Lessons, find where it has been saved. So in this case I have, where have I hidden some stuff? If I go to my Tango resources, there is a TTX file. You could bring in lots of things together by pressing that into the workspace. Or I could go through to individual sessions like TTL files. Pressing the import will then take that file and drop a copy of it into the Tango workspace. If you didn't want to do that, if you didn't want to copy it and have your own version to use, you want it to work from a master copy, you'd open it from this blue button here. Pressing the blue button will bring up the searching area as well as normal, but desktop and Tango resources, example sessions by you. I've still got the same appearance of the TTL file, but that's just going to load it up from the location you've saved it, in which you've saved it. May that be a desktop, USB or wherever else. That's fine, but please remember that if you then save it again, you're overwriting a master copy. So I'd always be sure that's what you want to do, or maybe it may be better to import it from the splash screen rather than pressing that. That's how you can use themes then. That's how I would sort of start that off and have it so that you have a number of different themes in a space like this, whereby you then bring the Toybox resources into a space like that much quicker, knowing that there's going to be a bit of scaffolding around it as you do.